Hey guys, welcome back to the International 2014 America Qualifiers, presented by Monster. I'm What Is Hip. With me for the first time, I guess, in like the last 2 days.
Yeah.
It's Coddle Guy. This is what he looks like, boys.
Don't look like Coddle. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Shaved, dyed the hair, got a haircut. It's summer. I'm ready to enjoy some good old qualifier action now. This is exciting, Greg.
You ready?
It's the first time I get to
we
be
get to
right
cast
side by
IRL,
side. Never been side by side with my caster, so this is a new experience. I'm doing it off very little sleep, but I'm ready to go.
So yeah, you had a bit of a journey getting here.
The story would probably fill up this whole draft, but we'll say
Suffice it to say,
it's just
it was a 36-hour trip from New York.
Yeah, I should have been here, obviously, like over 24
Yesterday
hours
afternoon.
ago.
Yeah.
Slept at the airport. It's good stuff. It's a story to tell.
However, you're here.
But I'm here.
And you're drinking some energy drinks and
Monster, of course.
you're ready to cast, which I'm just amazed personally. But
but
we've got Sneaky Nyx Assassins. They're going to be going up against Top 5. And over on the mainstream, we just saw Top 5, unfortunately, fall to Liquid, which puts them in a very, very awkward spot. They're now down to 4 and 5. They've lost a lot of head-to-heads in that 4 and 5 area, so they're in last place of 7th. But if they win out, I think there is a small chance that they can still make it. There's probably going to be a tiebreaker or some sort of weird thing going on. But right now, it currently looks like Sneaky Nyx Assassins are pretty well positioned to take 3rd place. I think actually they're a lock for 3rd. I don't think they can get 1st or 2nd due to their losses. They are 6 and 3. Team Liquid 7 and 1, sitting in 2nd place, and North American Rejects 8 and 1, hanging out in 1st. So things pretty much going as expected. Currently, we have Shadows of the Past. They're sitting in 4th place, but they've got some very tough games ahead of them. It looks to me most likely that EHUG will be the 4th place team, which we're pretty happy about.
I'm very happy about that. I mean, I'm like somewhat EHUG's go-to guy on the side for any sort of special event work, so it's hard not to be too biased about that, but I haven't got to catch up on too much of what's been happening, but with the top 3, it's not too much of a surprise.
Not a surprise.
But the battle for 4th place,
that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. This is going to be a big deal, especially for top 5.
Exactly.
It was actually a decently close game against Liquid. I was
watching
it a
the
bit.
whole time. I just felt like from the draft, they kind of just slightly misplayed. They mislaned a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they should have dodged the tri-lane and maybe taken it from there.
And Coddle's too good.
Dude,
Especially
Jimmy's Coddle is fucking unreal.
Yeah.
He's like beyond good.
They had a lot of fun stuff there with the Kunkka as well and everything. So, but top 5, they got to bounce back if they especially want to be able to secure a good spot in this. Plus, you kind of want to see if you can knock down Sneaky Nyx Assassins a bit, but they're in for a challenge. I mean, they're good. SNA's good, so it's going to be a rough game for them. We'll see if they can pull it off.
All right, well, we are going to hop into the draft here. That is not the right screen. That is the right screen.
There we go.
So, hopping into the draft here, Sneaky Nyx Assassins. Well, they've banned out the Bat Rider as well as the Invoker, and the Dragon Knight picked themselves up the Disruptor as well as the Tide Hunter. Disruptor is a hero we've seen Fluff play quite a bit recently, and top 5 they've gone with Mirana Shadow Demon. That's been the go-to for a lot of teams lately. Mirana has been unbelievably heavily picked in this tournament. I think we can actually even look it up, and it's going to be some absurd amount.
Like 70-something%, I want to say somewhere.
Mirana has been played in 36 games and has a 75% win percentage. That is just this tournament, just the qualifiers. Yeah. So things have been going well.
And she's incredibly beautiful. We can't forget that.
Jesus.
Just a resplendent queen.
God.
My Mirana, Fedora, my love. Happy to see her as always, but...
Are you thinking about her while you're sleeping in the airport?
Maybe, Greg. We'll see. But... Yep, no surprise she's picked up immediately. She can get things done. It's so funny, though, that she's not worthy of the first ban. Even though every team wants to grab her.
I don't understand that. I mean, at some point, someone's going to have to ban that hero.
I don't know. I mean, but the first bans, it's still too crucial. I mean, the Bat Rider, of course, we got to make sure we get that in there. And then Invoker, Lycan. These are make-or-break heroes into the game. So it's okay to let the Mirana slide because it depends on whose hands it's in. Like, it takes a lot of skill to make a Mirana work, and we'll see. Patsol just played Mirana last game, and I'm sure he's looking to bounce back and try to redeem himself for the previous game.
To be honest, I think Invoker he's a trap man. I'm not sure he's actually that good anymore, right now at least.
And the thing is,
he takes so much setup that other teams are highly favoring. Like Shadow Demon, for instance. The chance of you getting Shadow Demon and Invoker on your team at this point in the meta, I think, are really small.
the thing with I noticed with Invoker, and I'm not personally obviously too much of an Invoker player, but once you commit to a specific build, you got to make sure it's the build that works for this game. If you commit to like a Quas Exort and then you all of a sudden realize that that crowd control would have been much more important, things can go disastrous really quick. So, you know, you got to hope that you're picking up the right style for the right kind of game. But we're not even going to see an Invoker this one. Not too big of a deal. Instead, we potentially might see this Templar Assassin grab. Might be the mid lane pickup here. And we'll see if that's the case. I believe Ush had played a Templar not too long ago. Had a fantastic performance under the hero. So hopefully we'll get to see that again. And obviously for top 5, you got your good old peanut butter and jelly grab, the Mirana and the Shadow Demon. So not too surprised there. But the one thing I'm surprised, and maybe, I don't know if this is a trend that's been happening, but Disruptor first pick? I mean, is Fluff that important? Is it that important to Fluff?
Disruptor, I don't think he's been that popular over the last couple of days. But it is pretty revealing in terms of the way they want to play. I mean, he's only been played 10 games total. So something I was looking at, 10 games total for Invoker as well. He is 2-8. Ooh. That is ugly. And I think a lot of that comes down to the teams that are picking Mirana are like first picking Shadow Demon. Because Shadow Demon Mirana is just really, really good. Brewmaster, another hero.
A spicy pickup, but
he's been seeing a lot of play during this tournament as well. Yeah, a lot of the teams are starting to come around. The thing about Brewmaster is he is unbelievably powerful pre-35 minutes. If he gets an Ags around 25 minutes, he's fucking unstoppable for 10 minutes or so. And then he falls off really hard, so you need to have someone there to back him.
You need to make sure you make it count with them, especially in that mid-game. A lot of them also picking up the blink. They're taking advantage of that first hit crit. They want to be able to jump in, get off the stomp, hit them real hard right off the bat, and just try to bring them out immediately. So I like the pickup, and obviously he's got good survivability with the ultimate and just a lot of utility overall. So a lot of utility pickups coming out for top 5. And now, Sneaky Nyx Assassins grabbing up what looks like a support Vengeful Spirit. And I've always had a stigma against Vengeful Spirit, being played as a support, but given the right situation with the way she can isolate things and maybe get a quick pick-off happening, it works out. And plus, it doesn't hurt to have the stun. And now with that recent buff, I don't know how much it's been a game changer in this recent patch, but it definitely doesn't hurt that if you somehow accidentally feed over the Vengeful Spirit, she still will be able to be a factor in the game.
Yeah, and I just realized I think we're actually in the wrong game, but that's not a big deal. All right. The other game is we're supposed to be on the couch stream. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to make sure they know, and I'll be right back.
No problem.
You can carry this.
I'll try, dude. I'll try. No problem. I just got back into it, and now I got to carry the cast. No big deal. Craig steps out, but we'll keep the party going here. Top 5, looking to build into what looks like their offlaner, Darkseer, the fancy pointed-headed purple lover. And it was funny too, because I think top 5 just went with or against the Darkseer, and he's a playmaker. And with the help of the vacuum in the wall, you can change any sort of fight. You got that bit of a wombo combo factor happening right there. So if top 5 happen to underperform or seem to be behind a bit early into the mid game, they could definitely step it up and get right back into it with the help of something like a Darkseer. So top 5, even if they have a rough start, they might try to prolong it and see if they can get something going. And I'm also curious if this 5th and final grab, who might potentially be their core pickup, because I would imagine Brewmaster's been played in maybe the mid lane. Yeah, so they're going to get a core pickup and maybe someone who can synergize nicely with this Darkseer and bring it all together. If this was like TI3, or something, maybe I'd say an Alchemist, because you could benefit with the vacuum and the stun. But now in these new days, we'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah, and crisis averted. We didn't really cause any problems, thank God. But
that's good, because I'd hate it if I came back and I nearly blew it.
I just can't read, dude.
It's all right. It's been long apparently for you guys. I'm here to help out, and if you need me to read the papers for you, Greg, I can do that.
This is like my 15th game in 2 days.
Unbelievable.
Or something. I don't know. But we're in the game now, so no problem in the end. But had to step out to make sure the lounge stream switched to the other game. So, like you said, Darkseer, I think he's very powerful in the mid-late game, and it looks like top 5 are going to be gearing for that. The problem is that Sneaky Nyx Assassin, they've drafted very well against this. They have the Tidehunter Ravage, they have Disruptor, they've got Templar Assassin, Vengeful Spirit Stun, and Weaver to bring it home if it goes late. Disruptor and Tidehunter are both extremely powerful, especially in combination with each other. One thing I want to see is Tidehunter go right for blank. I don't want to mech. I think Disruptor should get the mech.
I think with the draft they have a lot of options. They can either set the pace for any fight, they can get something going right off the bat with the help of the Tidehunter, they can get some fantastic quick pickoffs or isolation plays with both Disruptor and Vengeful Spirit, and now they picked up the Weaver, the Justin Weeze, if you will, very elusive and going to be hard to pick, hard to catch off, even if he's going to be going against in the lane a Darkseer. So Darkseer, we'll expect him in the off lane. It's going to be hard to try to prevent Weaver from getting all that early farm. So we'll see how top 5 want to do this early laning phase, and hopefully they can pull it out. And there we go. Pat Soul going to be your Naga Siren. So
wow, this is much different than what we usually see.
I mean, they're putting a lot of chips into trying to pull it into the late game, but we were already talking about how Brewmaster falls off. So hopefully Naga can step it up when he does. But I got to say, Greg, I'm kind of favoring Sneaky Nyx Assassins on this draft. I think it's a good formula. They got all their bases covered. They got a nice set of silences, a great amount of stun. And, but we'll see. It's all going to be about the execution. And I know top 5, they know this game really matters. They're going to try to step it up an extra notch.
Yeah, if they lose this one, they're definitely out. They might be out already, but I think if there are situations where there are weird tiebreakers, weird three-way ties that they need to play this game out. But this is a lot different than what we're used to seeing. Normally, we see Shanks. Normally, it does not play the Mirana. Pat Soul has been the Mirana just about every single game this series. But, I mean, we'll see how it works for Naga this game.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. We're going to start things off with a pause, so we'll get a moment here to recuperate as I am definitely adjusting to your laptop here. It's fantastic stuff, but we'll see how it goes. So, Shanks playing the Mirana here. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Shanks, isn't he usually more of a support kind of player?
Yeah, this is going to be a support Mirana.
So, support Mirana. I don't know how my Fedora feels about that one, but maybe if they can get some plays happening here alongside the Shadow Demon, who it looks like we're trying to wait for to get back in this game. But if they can get a lot of those solid disruption arrows off, it can kind of throw things off for Sneaky Nyx Assassins, and they might be forced to kind of second guess how they want to set things up. But still, I'm very confident with SNA's lineup here, and we'll see how it goes.
And so Shank's going to be playing the support Mirana. They're going to have DJ or Respect My Authority or Legendary, whatever he would like to be called this week. He's going to be on the Darkseer in the offlane. We're going to have Pat Soul sporting a very nice Naga set here. Like that headpiece. He's going to be the hard carry. And Pat Soul, we know all about him.
Of course we know about Pat Soul. This man loves his creeps.
He likes his creeps, man.
Loves his creeps. He loves beating the shit out of creeps and getting lots and lots of farm for himself, trying to carry it through. And we'd already talked about it plenty that he couldn't quite get it done with the Mirana, but Naga, I mean, hitting creeps just kind of goes hand in hand with that kind of play style. So hopefully he gets the opportunity to get to that point. But I would imagine that Sneaky Nyx Assassins are going to be right on top of that. They know the game plan for Mirana, and hopefully they can try to shut her down. But the thing is when you're picking up a Disruptor and Venge, maybe now you're considering, maybe you have the Venge kind of venture out from her lane and maybe try to make something happen on the Naga early in the game. And, well, we'll have to see how it goes for him, though. And as you can see, both teams looking to play a little aggressive here. We might see a bit of this conga line coming out from SNA, maybe checking out the jungle, and they could eventually run into top 5 here.
Yeah, and let's have some introductions here for the Sneaky Nyx Assassins. IXMike88, he's going to be on the Tidehunter this game. Behind him, Whitebeard on the Vengeful Spirit. Sporting another very nice set. Cosmetics at a premium here. Fluff and Stuff, again, going to be on the Disruptor as per usual. SNA going to be on the mid laner. And all the way in the top lane, it's Ush. He's on the Weaver. He told me he would win this game for me, so he better not lie to me. We'll find out. The
Ush. We'll see. In top 5, a team who I think can definitely step it up when they need to. So we'll see how they do. But leading things off on the Resplendent Mirana, it's going to be Shanks, who we imagine is going to be more of that support style. We got Darkseer actually hanging around the mid lane. Now might finally venture up to the top, and that's DJ or Respect,
or Legendary, if you will, or whatever. He's got a million names, man.
Yeah, a man of a million names, making it nice and hard for us. We'll see. Meanwhile, bottom, it is going to be Pat Soul representing that Naga in the safe lane, and of course accompanied with Shanks side by side. No surprise, it's whatever playing your Shadow Demon, and finally mid lane going to be represented by Fly playing your Brewmaster.
Huh. He's gone for Drunken Haze first. This is unusual.
Yeah, I guess it can make things pretty tricky for the last hits in the mid lane. It makes things a little tricky. It's almost like a mini Enfeeble, I guess, in a way, where you're having a real difficult time trying to get those CSs in. And, well, he's going to need it because, man, Templar Assassin, that lady can hit hard.
Yeah, and this is, I really actually like this build quite a bit. Templar Assassin, one of the best melee to melee mid laners, but I think Brewmaster can easily give her a run for her money. I mean, if you can get through the refraction charges somehow, you can do tons of damage. He's generally dominant in 1v1 lanes. I like Brewmaster quite a bit, and I'm happy to see him back.
He is throwing out that Drunken Haze like he's got plenty of pints to share right now. Just not making anything easy right now for Templar. And I mean, normally I'd say this is a very tricky, unusual matchup rather for Templar, and it could kind of set her off her game. And we'll see if that's the case, however. And meanwhile, bottom, they're doing a lot of harassment here. Shanks laying out heavy right clicks, but eats a bit of a Thunder Strike, and they will pull back. So it is an aggressive tri-lane coming out from SNA, and they're taking it right to him.
Yeah, this is an interesting lane. Not probably what they expected. I think they probably thought Mike was going to be soloing, even whether that's solo safe or aggressive, and have Ush in this lane. But Ush instead is going to be solo up against the Darkseer, so that's a really nice lane for him.
That is a nice lane.
Disruption already. Do they have the follow-up? No, they don't.
Yeah, for the top lane, I mean, Weaver's not going to be too threatened by the Ion Shell, and or Darkseer overall, so he should be able to find the farm he needs. And I'm curious to see if top 5 want to do any sort of audible and maybe help out this top lane, or just kind of let the Weaver find all the farm he wants. And actually right now he's kind of taking it to him, and Weaver's getting hit up a bit right here, but he always has, of course, that Sakuchi to fall back on and kind of get away from any sort of hairy situation and continue on with that sweet creep farm.
Ush might get a little bit of harass in this lane, but I think it'd be pretty hard for him to die. Oh, nice job there. Shanks in the bottom lane disjoints the stun from the Vengeful Spirit. That could have been ugly.
And thank God for that new leap improvement, able to avoid any sort of danger, and smartly so, saving the point, and does level up the leap immediately first, and just trying to create a little bit of space here for Pat Soul. I mean, it's kind of tricky when you got the creeps under the tower, but he's trying to find the farm he has. He's second right now, 8-0, but of course, no surprise, Weaver's at the top, 12-2 here for Ush, and he's got a fantastic start and a good head start if he wants to go ahead and pick up that early Lincoln Sphere.
And Nixon Fluff, Whitebeard and Fluff, Sentry up here, try to get a D-Ward. Unfortunately, the ward's over here, so they see the movement, and it's going to be a bit harder for them to get a gank off here. And these have been some pretty sketchy ward spots recently in terms of the differences. There's one ward that's very popular right here and one ward here, so sometimes you just miss.
Some people say that's kind of the pub ward and it should be expected, but I guess top 5, they're kind of just throwing it out there. But
yeah, I mean, a lot of them have been honestly over here recently, so you're kind of mind gaming him by going over there. So
yeah, you can never make it too predictable. Obviously, you want to make sure they try to spend all that extra money on the sentries to just no avail, and you're kind of lowering their morale in the game, not finding it out. And
oh god, well, that's a nice little free D ward for them.
But, I mean, obviously, I think top 5 got to be a little flustered here. They were kind of hoping that maybe they can get some early kills with the help of that Shadow Demon Mirana. There goes one destruction.
Here we go.
Arrow.
Oh, my God,
Shanks, boy.
Failfish.
Oh, boy. Right in the back of the head of that creep.
He killed the shit out of that creep, man.
And I was just saying it, they're probably not feeling too good, and that's got to make things even trickier for them. You want to be able to get these early kills with this dynamic combo, and now they can't even get anything easy off. And even if they wanted to make a go at that, I mean, it's not going to be, easy grab. If she commits to something, they have the glimpse to set one back, and then, SNA could easily counter-initiate and maybe get something going themselves. So, I mean, as far as the lanes go, I mean, Templar is, relatively on par with Brewmaster, but
both of them are doing fairly awful, but they're evenly awful. So
well, you could attribute that to the Drunken Haze, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Fly laying out a little bit of harassment using that mana, trying to at least break even, and well, here we go. The first night will fall. The regen's at the bottom, and Fluff doing a fantastic job scouting it out, and TA
here we go.
Pick it up.
He got on the mic. He's going to go down.
Wow.
Patsoul going to get that kill, but it looked like maybe Shanks was a bit off the mark there, but there's a lot of leeway in that combo, because if you come back in the middle of the arrow, you still get stunned. So
I wonder if you could attribute that. Maybe they were expecting Fluff or someone to kind of scout out that rune. They knew that was going to be the right time to commit for a fight, because they knew there'd only be two in the lane.
They still have this ward here, so they still have that movement.
They know what's happening, so they made the jump at the right time and got something done, and there's your first kill. It took a little bit of time, but we're on the board now, and we'll see if they can keep the pace going, because top 5, they need this game, and that's a good start for them.
Yeah, Patsoul, his CS is not too great. Ush is far and ahead. The leader here, Darkseer, doing fairly well for himself as well, but we'll see where Ush is going to go. It looks like he is going to head straight into the Lincoln Sphere. Already has the Ring of Health. Nothing unusual about that, but he maybe stops for a Midas now that he has the Ring of Health. Depends how this lane progresses.
I mean, when you get so much farm, then you're kind of like, ooh, do I capitalize on this and kind of build my farm even further? Do I grab up the Midas, or do I play it safe and kind of go straight for that Lincoln's? A lot of Weavers ideally shoot for that like 14-minute kind of Lincoln's par, and if they get that, then they're off to a really good start. Then they can decide to build into a little more damage and really be a big factor later on, because he might look to contest against this Naga later, but obviously if you compare them side by side, 34 to 21 on the Naga, he's having a much better start. So we'll see how it goes, and for Pat Soul, he's got to get that Radiance. And for, I think it's actually the same time 14, but they're making it go here on the bottom lane.
Fluff.
Nice arrow. Oh, Fluff. Oh, the Riptide. Unmerciful as Fluff will go down. They want more, though. Trying to make it go on White Beard, but now Mike
they have Ensnare.
Steps back, and that will be the end of it. But now, 2 kills here in the bottom lane for top 5. Not too bad.
Now, things are going a little bit better for them, and even better, Patzel has gotten both kills. So even though his CS is not superb, still doing just fine. Arcane boots for Fly.
Is that typical on a Brewmaster? I mean, I haven't gotten to see too much Brewmaster make an appearance.
Some battle brews like going phase boots, but the Arcanes means that you pretty much always have mana for your ult.
And
you can spam out
Drunken Haze.
Spam out. Honestly, that's the biggest reason, because he's been spamming Drunken Haze.
I mean, he's actually, you know, he's hanging in there CS-wise with
fine.
the Templar, and I want to know, I mean, is it that much of a factor? Is it something like an Enfeeble, where SNA's just like, this is not as easy as I thought it would be. I mean, even at only level 1...
It's 45% miss
That's
chance.
huge. Yeah. That's huge. That's a coin flip on getting the last hit of a CS. That's big.
Yeah, and it's definitely hurt Templar Assassin quite a bit. Even with that great base damage, if you don't hit him, no CS for you, so... This is why Brewmaster is such a powerful 1v1 laner.
It's okay, though. It's okay, because Templar can come back.
Bottom lane, IX Mike, is he going to die again?
Oh, my.
It looks like he is.
Yeah.
Anchor Smash, base, and nope.
Oh, no, nothing. Oh, well, unfortunately, Mike does go down. I think that's one of each of the bottom lane falling here for top 5, and...
No, Mike's died twice. He's a feeder.
Oh, fucking Mike. Oh, well, hopefully he can step things up, and... You know, they'll be able to recuperate, hopefully, as they approach the mid-game here. And this is where, hopefully, we see Templar Assassin try to get things done with that heavy-hitting damage and maybe try to pick off a couple of supports. And, you know, we'll see how it goes. But for now, just everyone kind of content, sitting on their usual laning flays. Don't want to, you know, deter too much in the meantime. No rotations coming out. No venturing out, trying to get some early ganks in. But actually, just as I say that, Fluff lingering around the top here, maybe looking to make a go. If he times out a nice little bit of a glimpse here after a surge, he might be able to catch out
a field, though.
Yeah, well, he's going to put a lot into the glimpse basket, I guess. And not a lot of mana here for DJ.
I think maybe Fluff even waits till level 4. I'm not sure you can kill Darkseer without... There's definitely chances that you can kill without the kinetic field, but it's definitely a lot harder.
Well, Darkseer making it easy, though. He's pushing the lane out with this Ion Shell. There's the Sakuchi straight forward.
Just wants to get some damage off on him.
Yep. Nice, asserting the dominance in the lane. Already knew he had it easy here, and now trying to make things even better. 54 CS. He's doing a great job.
On fire.
Yeah, he's doing great.
8 minutes in, 54 CS. He's got himself treads. He's going for a very just conservative build, not very greedy. And that's a hasted DD SNA.
This is the dream right now for a Templar Assassin, and it looks like she's actually just going to venture. Maybe she crosses all the way up to the top. No, for now, just going to hold on to that DD. I would imagine, though, she wants to make some good use of that and maybe get a pickoff going. Get their team on the board. 3-0. Let's go. SNA. I mean, they're what, set for 3rd place right now?
It looks pretty good. I think there's maybe a chance.
Do you think maybe they played a little more lax? Maybe they have some friends in the lower part of the rankings they want to help out, and if they can really shut down top 5, they can give one of the other teams a better shot stepping into the 4th place ranking. I mean, you never know what happens behind the scenes here.
Yeah, and I think SNA, they have a lineup that they're fairly comfortable with. I haven't seen SNA play TA that much, although I've definitely seen him play it before, and he's gone for the Midas. I know that this is something he likes doing, and this seems to be the trend on TAs lately. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I like that it gives you extra levels. I don't like how much it slows down your damage item or your blink dagger, or, you know, treads and drum. So, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this. Mike, he's ancienting.
Yeah, very nice.
He's using this new Anchor Smash. The new Tidehunter, I think, is really good.
Oh, it's very good. And I was expecting him to kind of step back up into that near top tier role as being an off laner, and now we're getting to see it in all sorts of shapes and sizes. It's going to be, you know, in this aggressive tri lane. He has had a bit of a struggle here in the tri lane, but he's finding still some farm to make up for it with the help of that Anchor Smash. So, you know, Mike's still trying to get it done. And while I was talking earlier about downstairs, Syndrome was saying that, actually he was saying about Ush, but you know, for SNA on his Templar Assassin, though, I mean, he's not doing too bad now. Looking to lay it out here. Bit of a fisticuffs, a little bit of that flirty footsie happening out, but nothing coming of it just yet. But for bottom lane, look at this. They're pincering Ush in the jungle, but the nice time-lapse will shoot him all the way back, and now he'll Sakuchi away to safety. And this arrow.
Oh, my
Very
God.
nice catch on Ush. Are they going to make it work?
Dead.
Leap in, Starfall. Very nice work coming out from top 5. And Shanks with that arrow knew the escape path perfectly, and it was just too hard to avoid.
Yeah, that was a really nice arrow, and he's lining up for another one here. They would love to get another kill on this TA. Not sure they're going to be able to do so. Do they have detection? Yes, they have a sentry on Shanks.
We'll see. I mean, now we have whatever and Mirana hanging out in the mid lane, maybe to look to add a little pressure to this mid lane tower. Wants to get a little bit of extra gold, but there we go. We got the backup also coming out from SNA. They're looking to push forward. Can Fluff get off a decent glimpse here? The range is there. There it is. Pulls out the glimpse, catches out Shadow Demon. Defensive disruption in the meantime here. We'll be able to step away. Kinetic Field's not enough, but the stun will land. But not enough damage. Whatever. Now back up on the high hill. The Ravage even coming up from Mike. Anchor Smash, and they do get Shadow Demon down and finally get themselves on the board. They commit a lot for it, but they definitely needed the momentum to get back into this game.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal. They would really like to get another couple of kills there, but with no detection, that MLS is just going to save everyone from top 5, and they're forced to turn around. They also had a mech available on DJ, so that's a bit of an issue as well. Bottom lane, Ush has decided to come down and make this Mirana's life extremely hard. And with the farm advantage that Ush has, it's going to be fairly easy for him. Disruption coming out. Look, whatever it had, like one hit. Ush going to get hit again. Has time lapse available. Is he going to be able to use it? No, he's going down. Ush needs to be a lot more careful about those arrows.
I was surprised Top 5 wasn't able to take more advantage of this dynamic duo with the Shadow Demon Mirana, but they're making it work right now. I mean, they got a couple of easy kills back to back and pushing ahead now 5-1. But mid lane, they're making it go. Mike in a big trouble here, eating a lot of damage. That first hit crit doing work. The vacuum, the kinetic field, and it will help him in the meantime, but there goes the split. Are they committing? The rock on Fluff, and they will be able to take him down.
Oh, Snot. He might go down too.
Ooh.
Burning. Is he going to go down?
Run back. A little bit of gush to help
Snot
out.
turning around with no refraction. Does he have it available? No, he doesn't. He's going to come back down, though, in a couple of seconds. I think he's going to be okay. Oh, no, surging back. He wants to get the clap off when he comes down. Misses. Just off the mark. Fly not able to do it. Now Ush, he's returned. He wants to bring down this Darkseer. Whitebeard as well. Drops the stun, and down goes the Darkseer, so they're able to get another kill out of this. And that's a Blink Dagger, though.
There we go. Right for that Blink Dagger. That big jump in. That big Thunderclap.
They get bottom
that
tower,
first
too.
Crit.
And that's nice. Relic for Patsoul.
Oh, wow. Relic, yeah, right off the bat. I mean, it's not the best ideal timing. You know, it's not
still pretty good, though.
RTZ 14-minute Naga, but definitely still very, very good. And, I mean, Snot, they got to feel a little pressure. Naga in the late game, nothing to scoff at. We've seen it from time and time again. And now with the Templar picking up that Midas, and, of course, you got the Weaver right there. They're going to try to contest that heavy core coming out. And, well, Mirana, she might have to be a factor down the road. For now, she doesn't have too much. She is getting a lot done, don't get me wrong, but, you know, as the game moves on and you only have Mirana to fall back on, things can get a little bit hairy.
Yeah, and Ush really needs to get moving on this Lincolns. He's died twice now before he was really able to buy that that ultimate orb. That's a huge issue for him. He needs to get that gold for that together, and after that comes out, he's going to have almost 200 more HP, be much harder to kill, sitting around 920. So he needs to get that out and then continue building towards that Lincolns. Maybe with that ultimate orb, he can play a bit more aggressively. And Mike is drawing a little hook on the map. It looks like he wants to go back around. Ravage is available.
Yeah.
And
it's time to get something done.
Yes.
We got the Ravage. Let's make it work. We got one pick off, you know, with it last time, but we want to get a lot more out of it. And they're thinking about making it go potentially into the Roche pit. Into the Roche pit.
Yeah,
I guess
Medallion.
Do they have? Yeah, they have Medallion. And I guess with that, you don't need to have too much extra damage to work with. That on top of the Wave of Terror.
Top 5 have no idea this is happening.
Wow. And imagine in the future, Greg, they're going to look to pull out that Desolator, I would imagine, on Templar. That's a lot of minus armor coming out for Snan. And look at this Roche just kind of easily be taken down. And
Meld, Medallion.
Top 5 have no idea.
They have literally no clue this is happening. They think people are top.
Ages.
Shanks and whatever are just sitting up here, and Templar Assassin's going to claim that. I guess Sna. We'll see what he can do with it.
I mean, I would say maybe try to make a go on the bottom lane, but Patsoul, of course, with that, you know, Song of the Siren, this is going to be a hard thing to do, so they can't really get too much done here, but Mike still has Ravage. Anything is possible. If they have enough big damage. There's the Gush, there's the slow, but immediately pulls out.
So slow, though. Is he going to get far enough? Oh, he missed the TP. He has to buy it again. Now he's going to TP out. He's fine.
Yep. Ooh, Wave of Terror Scouts, but doesn't matter. Obviously gets out of there, no problem. One of the things that makes farming with Naga very, very easy. And all the meanwhile in the top lane, you got Shanks, you got DJ looking to take down their first, or second tower rather, of the game and just bringing that extra gold. That's more gold obviously for the Naga, more gold for her to get that Radiance and just get out of control quicker.
Yeah, and with the Weaver on Strength Treads, she has about 1100 HP, so she's now in a comfortable place where she knows she just won't get blown up immediately, though. Top
Damn,
lane.
the TP
Wow.
is coming out.
That is a lot of TP.
No one there to catch.
They need to push this now. They have they have Ravage, so I think they will. I mean, everyone TP's out. They deny the tower, and I think they are just going to consider charging down the lane here. Arcanes are going to be available for Mike in just a couple minutes. And no one is really building towards a mech or a blink yet, but, I was talking to Merlini after the last game, and you really don't want to allow them to buy a BKB. Because if you let them buy a BKB, your Ravage doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
The good news for them is there's not a lot of natural BKB carriers on top 5. Moran is not the worst, but most of these heroes you really don't want to have to buy a BKB on. So he has that going for him. Same for Disruptor, but with the Disruptor and the Tidehunter, they might need to get BKBs.
Yeah, and we'll see how it goes. I would imagine that Fluff might have to be the mech holder for this game. I mean, given if he gets the luxury of building into the Agnums on Disruptor, that could definitely do a lot of work. Especially if some of these heroes need to pick up a little extra items. They could shut down Darkseer's mechanism, and what have you. Obviously, if they catch out the Naga, she won't be able to get anything off, and it could definitely help out. It's a lot of crowd control they could definitely use, but for now, top 5, holding on strong here, but here we go, mid lane, they're making it go on Darkseer. Yep, there's the stun, there's the gush, but they're going to pull out a defensive Moonlight Shot. They have detection? Oh, he's going to be able to get away here, no problem with the help of Surge, and he pulls right back out, so unfortunately Snog not going to be able to get the gank, and
they need to buy a gem, man.
Yeah. A gem sooner than later might be actually pretty nice in this game.
Teams are still so reluctant to buy gems against Mirana and Tree, but DJ, he's brought back again. Out goes the stun. What a glimpse. Fluff and Stuff puts down the field to an Osh. Clearing that one out for a kill. Has the Perseverance. Nearing the Lincoln Sphere, and considering the amount of items he bought first, he didn't go Brown Boots Lincolns, he went Treads, Aquila Lincolns.
Yeah.
That's a lot more money spent, and he's doing just fine. Sitting at around 100 CS, second on the net worth, only to Patzel, who is going to be farming up a storm here. It's going to be Naga versus the world with an initiation from Boommaster for top 5.
Even though he should be able to get this Lincolns in a fair time, he definitely still has to be a little careful. Even with the Ultimate Orb and everything, now finally he gets above 1k, but you got a fair amount of lockdown. If they can time out a very nice song, followed up with an arrow, they can prevent this Weaver from getting anything off and shut him down immediately. So definitely still have to play a little more cautious. I'm very curious to see as we're now working well into the mid game. All the level 6s are online. Who's going to be the aggressor? But mid lane, they're making it go on Sna, and they're making it go on Sna, but of course with the help of that Aegis, we'll be able to come back right into the mix, and no harm, no foul.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to have to go down eventually. He's picked himself up a Yasha, so this gives him an extra attack speed, damage as well, and looks like your Templar
my Templar is, you don't see it, but she is standing perfectly still and just kind of moonwalking across the map. It's very Michael Jackson-esque, and it's throwing me off my game a bit, but there we go. Gets right back into a normal animation, but regardless, the tower goes down now, and that's all tier 1 towers for top 5, and that's a lot of gold going their way, and as you can see by the net worth, Naga right up at the top, about, almost 1k net worth ahead of the Weaver.
Yeah, not too surprising. Naga, just what a good farmer, but the Sneaky Nyx Assassins do manage to knock down this bottom tower. Ush, taking that one with it, comes out the recipe, I think.
Yep. Ooh, a blink. A blink picked up for DJ. Now he could be a real good initiator.
These Darkseers have gotten very good at finding farm all over the map. I mean, you can go to the jungle if the lane fails. This lane was just fine for him. 1v1. It's hard to die in that lane because of Surge. It's also hard for you to kill, but as a result, he has a mech, he has a soul ring, he has blink. He's basically suited up, ready to go. Just needs to get level 12.
It's better that he gets that farm now, because now that Naga has that Radiance, she might just take all the farm for herself,
yes,
you know? And all these supports and this Mirana, who we're kind of hoping can try to build into a little bit of a core, at least get a little bit of damage for later in the game. Where is she going to find the farm? Naga's going to be taking it because there's a lot of pressure on this Naga to perform and try to outclass most of these small members.
You've won my heart. He has bought the Blink Dagger.
There it is.
Looks like it will be Fluff and Stuff, building the mech, and I think this is the way to go. It's good counter initiation against the Brewmaster. Maybe make it so he can't get off that ulti, and that is going to be key. They even brought out some salves. Look at this.
This is going to be a very exciting game.
They're going to play really aggressive. Here we go.
You got both teams with Blink Daggers and big ultimates, and we'll see which one can try to make something happen first. The smoke will come out here, and it looks like they might try to make something happen here on the bottom lane, but I'm not seeing anyone nearby except a few little, sleazy Naga illusions just kind of farming up the jungle.
Yeah, and they know if they look around the jungle long enough, they will find someone, whether that's Brew or Naga. Brew does look like he's going to be building towards an Aghanim. He's also pretty close, to be honest, so that's going to be an issue for them coming up the next couple minutes. It's going to come down to initiation. Fly. Oh, is he going to walk right into them? Oh, wow. He misses him. I think they missed him. And instead, they're just going to walk bottom towards Patsoul. Does have the Song of the Siren available. Will they get down the Static Storm and make this a kill?
We'll see. Top lane, the top 5 had their own smoke.
Here we go. Stuck in the Static Storm. Kinetic Field holding him down, and
yep. That's what I'm talking about.
They even put down the sentries. He dusted as well. Jeez, Mike. Wants to really make sure that
they know that she's the one that counts. You bring her down, you're bringing down almost the whole game of top 5 down the road. So it's very important. If you have to commit a lot for it, I think it's well worth it. So they definitely get the job done, and I wasn't surprised. Fluff, of course, with a great ultimate, does she's not able to get the song off, unable to get away, and she's got to play a little more cautiously. They got to get some wards up for himself so they can see if anyone's coming their way. But top 5 going in the jungle. There's a very nice disruption. Classic arrow to follow. There's the Soul Catcher, some poison to fly. And
my God.
See you later, Templar Assassin.
Goodbye, Sna.
Yeah, and now she'll have to set back all the way back. And top 5, very nice. Coming right back and take down the core of Sna.
They've had some great movement this game, some good pickoffs. Taking a quick here, they are leading just a bit. Sna farming the map more efficiently, ahead in XP, but they've got this Blink Ravage. Is this going to be enough to give them this fight? I think it very well might be. They're rather grouped up right now. Ush going to move forward. And Nike's going for it. Blinking. Ravage coming up. Ush bringing down Fly. Oh, right. He even ulties. Uh-oh, this is bad. They were hoping this didn't happen. Mike, now he's stuck. Great swap by Whitebeard to bring him out. Those spirits, though, they don't care about the kinetic field. And no one dying. Oh, actually, Sna dying after that gank. But
wow.
They're playing man down here, and they're able to still kill Shanks.
That glimpse, that range, is too good. Pulls Mirana all the way back. Not even a leap can save her, so...
That's huge. That was a Brewmaster ulti that did nothing. Great swap by Whitebeard, getting him away from it. They brought down the Fire Spirit. The Fire Spirit is really the only one that does damage. The rest, they hurt a little bit. But if you can kill the Fire Spirit immediately, it's much less of a threat. So people have been dealing with that decently, and... Despite what you would think, it's not that great in a 5v5 team fight. Really, that Brewmaster ult excels in small engagements.
Absolutely. And well, we were expecting hopefully that Sna was going to pick up the gem first, but no, it will be the Shadow Demon. So, or he bought the gem rather. So now they can look to improve the map control a little bit more, deward a bit, and catch out the Weaver if they want. And this makes things a little more tricky. And hopefully they can make advantage of this gem and try to get some quick pickoffs. And
I think this will ultimately ends up in the hands of Brewmaster. He just
on
doesn't
Naga right now.
He just doesn't have space at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, that's a smart choice. He's very tanky, and obviously with the help of that ultimate, he can survive long enough to hold on to that gem.
Yeah, it also applies to the aura. It's an aura, so the illusions or the spirits get the true sight as well. So
what? Really? Even if you spread them out? Oh, unbelievable!
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
And they're all in the Roche pit. They're Moonlight Shadow. They're gonna walk in. It doesn't look like Nyx. No, this is happening at all. This could be really bad. They're instantly vacuum into the wall. Fly gets a good stomp off as well. Darks are able to take down the structure. Sna comes in though. Double kill for DJ. Not trying to go to work here. The Radiance, though, doing a bunch of damage. Fly now does not have an ultimate. DJ, the one on the run, and somehow, Nyx Assassins, how are they turning this around?
The damage.
No ulti for Fly. Patsoul can't do anything, and he just has to run away now. Unbelievable turnaround by the sneaky Nyx Assassins. I cannot believe that top 5 didn't win that fight. Sna had no idea they were coming.
Yeah, and it was a great start from Darkseid. Had a great vacuum, great wall setup. Obviously got the double kill, but I think just the heavy hitting Sna, and even Ush now with that Demon Edge, they're able to put out enough damage, and they kind of just shut down and quickly clean up those supports, even Mirana, what have you. And now they can step back and confidently take down this Roche and be able to acquire the Aegis once more. And I mean, full slotted Sna. Does this go right back? Oh, arrow. Oh, Mike, of all people, gets caught out, and they quickly take him down. Brewmaster wants to make things even more difficult. This is a very low Roche. This can get hairy. A swap back saves Sna, who's currently sitting in Viz and trying to avoid any danger. We'll be able to step back, and now Brew trying to contest here. Whitebeard as well.
Oh, Mike bought back. He has Ravage. They want to make this happen on cooldown right now. They might want to go straight into the Roche pit. Whatever misses with that poison. Is he going to go in? There's no damage to follow it up. There he goes in finally, and he's going to do so much work on Shanks. Blown up instantly. Vacuum comes back. There's no wall available. Sna trying to go to work. Dust goes out. Fluff and stuff falls. Sna, he's going to go down as well. This is a disaster for Sneaky Nyx Assassin. Patsoul going to work. The Naga Siren bringing them all down. Down goes Mike. Dieback. Sna, he's bought back as well. Can they even afford to go back in here with Ush? They really want this Aegis. Is there detection here for top 5? Can Ush sneak in? Yes, the gem is still on Patsoul. What a disaster for the sneaky Nyx Assassins.
This is a big Roche, especially with that pick off of Naga. This is making things so much better for her. And I don't know, man. This is looking pretty rough right now for Sna. This is a huge Aegis pickup right now for him. And now they got to be super confident as they move on out. And I mean, we'll see what the new game plan is going to be here for Sna. But a nice glimpse back in the meantime. They might catch out whatever, and they will. So they do get a support in the end. But obviously, it's all top 5 right now.
Yeah, and top 5 looking real good, and that's enough gold for the Aghanims for the Brewmaster. So this is only going to get worse for him. Sailing that out lasts way longer. You get an extra ability on the Earth Spirit, so you can blink, clap, clap. It's very good. Last time we had this, I played the clap after it was over.
Really?
From all the snow.
I heard Mike has the clap, so this works great.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's brutal.
I'm kidding, Mike. I love you, but I guess the game plan now for SNA is they obviously need to, inherit a lot more gold, try to get more potential on their side. You're dealing with 2 cores against the 1 Naga, and it's a matter of Naga can just kind of, outclass both of them. But Ush is a solid player. Same for SNA. They might be able to get it back for their team here. Weaver looking to build forward into that Crystallis, or not Crystallis, but or maybe a reliable
like
MKB first and foremost, and.
It could be the Daedalus.
We'll see. For now, though, it's reliable damage, and that's what matters. But, man, we'll see. Top 5 very confident, but we were expecting them to kind of pull it all out, man. This game matters. Moonlight Shadow here. Let's see if they can make something happen. They're going to go all the way towards the top, but SNA's already stepping back here. And, if she lingers around, this could be trouble. She's lingering past the woods. They're immediately going to catch up here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
SNA needs
proper
to be
vision. There's the
very
detection,
careful.
and now it runs down.
Arrow.
Predictable.
Oh my God! SNA!
Very
he gets caught,
nice.
fly blinks in. SNA just gonna get blown up.
Oh my!
And what an arrow from Shanks!
That's
Holy
2
crap.
times in this game. He just predicts the escape route coming out and gets a very nice arrow. Just a little too predictable. I guess he didn't see that Mirana was coming in, and just an arrow from nowhere catches him out, and they take advantage and take down the Templar Assassin. Unbelievable work from Shanks.
Finally, the BKB is nearing completion, but still not done for SNA, and he really needs that at this point. Ush, we'll see what he actually decides to build into. 2,000 gold saved up for him. If it's going to be Daedalus, it's going to be soon.
Speaking of BKBs, obviously Darkseer, very, very close to his. Only needs, about 500 gold or so. He'll be able to have his going for himself. He should be able to find that farm quickly. Even if a Nog on your team, you can make it happen to find that farm. They're making the tower.
Naga's already got a Lincoln's.
There we go. Jumping on in. And if he gets this tower, it's so nice.
Easy.
So nice for Pat Soul. Just the farm, it keeps on coming. Near 1,600 gold. And the boost.
1,600 gold. That was net worth.
No, 1,600 gold already on hand. Every time you look at this here, you think she picks up an item. You look back and she suddenly already has a huge amount of wealth to just kind of go into the next one. And this Naga could get six slotted rather very, very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's honestly nearing it already. She has the Aegis. Now, Ush, what is he going to do against Pat Soul here? Needs to be careful. I think he can do a bunch of damage, but if he gets ensnared, this could be ugly. He does have time lapse. There he goes, and he's just going to back off.
But, Pat Soul, of course, with that song, in case things get just a little too, troublesome, but doesn't matter, moves forward, now has this full lane to work with here, and I don't know, man. What do you think, Greg? What do SNA need to step back into this one? Is it a
Ush
big...
needs an item.
Ush needs items. Mike needs to have a fantastic, Ravage
They need to
start
finish the
things
BKB
off.
on SNA as well, because it's almost all magic damage from top 5. There's some physical damage from the Naga, but honestly, mostly the Radiance Burn is what her damage is. Then they've got the Brewmaster, of course. Mirana is almost entirely magic damage at this point, so they just need BKBs.
But you can never... Even if they jump in, get a fantastic Ravage off, let's say... you still got Darkseer there with the mech.
Purge. Mike, moving forward. Mike, don't use Ravage. There's no one there. He didn't do it. And it is going to be an MKB for Ush. So he's going to be putting out a lot of damage now. Patzel needs to be a bit more careful. He does have that song as well, but you really don't want to blow song like that on just a little solo engagement. Although he's level 16 now, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, he'll have it very, very quickly. Pretty much wants a fight, obviously, so very nice to have. Darkseer scouts out the rune, grabs it for himself, and looks to push him forward. But what I was saying was, even if they jump and get a very nice Ravage and what have you, Darkseer can still follow it up with a very nice mechanism. The wall, if you get the illusions out from the Templar, from the Weaver, that's a lot of bonus damage coming your way. You might even need this Mirana to build up extra damage because that wall could work in your favor. And I don't know, it's looking so good for top 5. Hopefully they don't falter too much. They had a great start last game going against Liquid, and things kind of fell apart. But for right now, especially with a Naga on your team building up this much farm, it's looking pretty good.
Oh my God, Shanks almost just slammed Whitebeard with another arrow. Or Fluff and stuff, rather. That was really close. Now Ush is going to find Shanks. Can he actually kill him? Going to pop the Moonlight Shadow, but nope. Ush not confident he can get that kill.
Very nice steps back, but there we go. He's going to pull out a song? No, he won't pull a song. He's not too eager to try to get that cool. Instead, they step back and continue with their common rotation of farm. And, we could be seeing not a lot of action until this Roach steps back up again. And this is my first time working with this clock here. And
so it's a 12. It's a normal 12 clock. but you only use 11.
You only use 11 what?
11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but it only goes to here.
You guys can't see it, but Greg is actually pointing on the screen showing me this right now, helping me out.
This is the extra time. This is the 8 minutes.
When the hand gets to the top, I assume we're...
No.
Oh, hold on. I'm hearing disruptions happening, Greg. Let's get back into the game. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Yep.
He's dead.
He just knows he's down.
Maelstrom. What the hell? All right, well, that's an item. And now Fly picking with the BKBs, and I was saying, these aren't normal BKB carrying heroes, Darkseer and Brewmaster, but when there's a Disruptor and a Tidehunter, you need to get those.
Yeah, definitely. And, it won't matter unless Fluff and stuff does get that Agnew Scepter. In the meantime, you could just pop that BKB and get out of any sort of crowd control that Snar pulling out there. So they're definitely sitting pretty right now. It's looking really great, and Snar trying to make up for it by having a good amount of stack farming happening for the Ancients. But I mean, look at this Naga bottom lane. They want to quickly clear out. This could be the last tower takedown. No more external towers now for Snar. They could eventually be choked up into the base, and that's not good. That's a lot of farm now. If they want, they can control even Sna's jungle, build up all that farm.
Sna. Oh, they hit Sna with that arrow again. They're just getting destroyed by these. Ush is going to try to turn it around, but DJ comes in, pops the BKB vacuum, but no. Ush is out of here. I hear Disruption. It's on IX Mike. Is he going to use is he going to use Ravage? I don't think so. No.
There's just no one. Yeah, he'll save it. Smart choice for him.
He's just the sacrificial lamb. And things getting bad for Sneaky Nyx Assassins. Large gold lead from top 5, and me and Mott were saying this was one of the teams I think you need to look out for in these qualifiers. We've seen a lot of their play. We've seen them play for quite a while. They've been teammates for a while, and the experience shows. Fly darting forward. Glimpse. I don't actually know if that works. Looks like it gets canceled.
Wow.
And he just blows up Fluff and stuff immediately. Nyx. Oh.
They're breaching the base.
Yeah, this is bad.
They're going right for the tier 3. There's nothing they can do. Mike's down. They don't have the Ravage to shut this one out. And, obviously Sna down as well. And I was just about to talk about, man, Sna's having a rough game. 2 and 4 on the Templar Assassin when you're hoping that they're the ones acquiring the most kills, rolling out of control. But look at that. Now we're ready to go to town. This Naga doing work. She just got online too quickly here, and I don't think Sna are going to be able to come back from this one. They're trying to get something in the meantime. DJ might be taken down. There's the Ravage follow-up, but Mike will fall. Will not matter as they have plenty of BKBs to pop, and they can't get a Rax down, but the tier 3 will fall. There's a bit of a defensive song as they will TP out, and wow. Mike fell again.
Base broken.
Unbelievable.
Down it goes, that tower right there. So now these racks are exposed. Melee racks going to heal back up. Range racks only took a little bit of damage, but that's bad because that means top 5 can walk into their base whenever they want.
Or just slow siege or whatever, and they can be able to slowly dwindle down these Raxes. And man, I don't know. It's going to take a lot of work here for Sna to try to step back and get back into this one. If they can catch out top 5, trying to get a little careless, maybe they're going for a Roche and they don't expect a big jump in happening. There is potential for, Sna to try to step back into this one and get it back, but it's very rough. You're looking at a Naga Siren with now over 20k of net worth. Right behind him, you do have the Weaver, but that's still 5k behind. That's big. That's a full item.
Yeah, that's not good, to be honest. I mean, Ush, he's at 3,000 gold, so he is about 2,000 from any major item that he might purchase. He could get a Chrysalis, I guess. I'm not really sure what the choice is at this point. Let's take a look at TA. TA really doesn't have that much at all, so maybe one of them goes Deso.
Deso would have been nice because we had all that minus armor on the team already. With obviously the Medallion pickup and Vengeful and obviously her own Wave of Terror, you got plenty of minus armor, but some of these top 5 guys are just too elusive. You have to find the right target to catch out. You got plenty of illusions. You got the primal split and what have you. It's making hard to commit on anyone. And Patzel's been also taking away all the farm from the Sna jungle here. And I'm just really curious at who's going to take the farm on the Dire side. And when you have a lot of heroes here that still need all that farm, it's rough. They're feeling restricted, suffocated, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've got cat squirt guns here that they use to shoot the cat. And every time you and Mott say what have you, I'm going to get one. I'm going to scorch you with it.
Unbelievable. I'm saying what have you want? Really?
Dude, you said it 3 times.
Unbelievable.
All right. You know what? You get a pass because you slept in an airport last night. How about that?
I probably said
fair?
like everything.
Oh, Ush. Oh, God. He's got a Reaver. This is a big item. Gives him a lot more HP. But the arrow's coming in. He misses just
Matrix.
barely. But the insnare coming out. There's the Lincoln's pop. Ush, time lapse back. So sneaky. It looks like he is going to live up to the sneaky part of his name.
Yeah.
As he gets out of here.
Or he just like spazzed out the R button, was able to get away, so ejects out of there, but still just can't get anything going, playing very defensively. I mean, there's no sort of offensive know-how coming out from Sna. If they want to try to get this game going, even even whatever here, asserting his dominance, trying to scare away SNA from getting anything going. And I don't know, man. 20-11, Naga well in the front.
Gold looks bad.
That's an ugly graph right there.
XP's pretty close, but gold.
Yeah,
gold looks bad.
Gold looks bad.
Naga is 5-1, 366 CS, well ahead of the pack, 8,000 or 6,000 rather ahead of anyone else. And I just heard a really far glimpse, but I'm not quite sure where that was. Looks like it was right here.
Look, goes on Miranda, but she leaps out. There's a desperate ultimate coming out, but the sleep.
Fluff.
Yep, it's gonna catch Fluff sleeping, and he gets taken down immediately. There's a nearby Whitebeard just kind of farting around the jungle up here, but unfortunately he has to sit back and just kind of watch his support Fluff fall. Can't really get anything going, and now Roche is up, and this is SNA's time to try to get something going for themselves while they're committed at the top lane. Now, sneaky Nyx assassins can sneak themselves into the Roche pit and quickly grab an Aegis. There's no one nearby to contend it. There goes the arrow. They now are onto it. It won't catch on anyone, and quickly Mike gets out of there. Can they make something happen here? There's even a blink commitment coming out from Fly. There's the nice stomp. They're trying to get Mike down. Mike, he's not going to commit the Ravage. He might have to fall, unfortunately, and dealing with a bit of lag, but he does end up falling. So still another pick off. They're pushing forward. Oh, no. There goes SNA once again. Greg, this might be it, man.
Dude, this looks really bad. Now that the BKBs are coming up, Mike just doesn't do anything. He's just the Tidehunter that walks through, hits the anchor smash button, and they look at him the wrong way, and then he dies.
Ush, I think he feels like he might be the lone hope here.
Yeah, I bet his shoulders are feeling some pressure at the moment.
Very sore back coming out here. Even picking up the Reaver just needs as much survivability as possible to try to get out the damage here, but trading with Pat Soul and nothing. Not even a scratch in the meantime. Pat Soul might get a heart, himself, but for now, Diffusal Blade, all sorts of glorious items here. Do you imagine that maybe he hands off the gem and picks up that 6 and sweet item?
Oh, yeah. Pretty soon, I think he's just going to give it to Brewmaster, who's basically unkillable at this point. Going to be building towards Shiva's guard. Ush trying to push him back, taking Radiance Burn.
He can't do it alone, though.
Right click. He does have this Aegis, but he just can't even put a dent in Patsoul, who's got 23 armor.
Here comes Mike, though.
Look at this.
He's got to get this Ravage off or something if the racks go down. It's very low, but actually they push him out of the base. They might be able to get Shanks here, but there goes the sleep. The glimpse sends him all the way back, and out of the sleep range, it doesn't matter. Gets caught out, but it's just a support little Miranda there. And now Brewmaster getting redemption and will get it. Takes down the Whitebeard, and now steps back. Even now, oh god.
Someone needs to kill Patsoul. Disruptor comes out. Ush! Can he make it out? No, there goes the Aegis. Patsoul, though, he's so low, 100 HP.
No. If he falls, it's over.
Ush, on the way out, wants to kill whatever, who has found himself on the high ground, which is just...
No TP.
We like high ground, but that was just... that's not the kind of high ground we like.
No, not at all, Greg. No, not at all. But
well, Rax is still... they lost the
one.
Rax.
It took one little illusion.
That's not the worst thing
going there. It's the first hinder to the base. SNA now crippled a little bit. They know that the pressure's coming. It's building up, and as the top 5 begin to take a lot more towers, all these... supports on their team are building a lot more items. Darkseer now with the Mystic Staff complete. This could be very rough. If he completes out that Shivas, it's going to be really hard now for us to be able to get all that extra damage out.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's very close. So this is just really bad for SNA. I don't even know what they can do at this point. The BKBs are coming up. Are they gonna? Oh, he's gonna get an AC. Fly's gonna get an AC. This is better for scaling into the later parts of the game.
Wow, so much armor. Even though that SNA have all that minus armor on their team, I would imagine it instantly gets nulled out immediately from all these big item pickups. So that little bit of side tactic they have is just now for nothing. All that minus armor is going to be to no avail, and well, we'll see top 5 when they want to try to go for the crushing blow here. I mean, Naga's pretty farmed up. As you said, yep, hands off the gem, now building up the heart, and that's it. She's reached her true potential rather, unless you kind of go crazy and use that Warrior 7th slot. It's not going to matter. Patsoul's got everything he needs, and now can look for the final blow here, and I don't know, man. It's grim.
I think it comes down to a lack of pressure, really, from Nyx Assassins. Their TA pick really did not work out, and
neither did that aggressive tri-lane.
The aggressive tri-lane was okay, but they got punished pretty hard.
Yeah. And then by the time that Miranda was kind of roaming around, they got some fantastic arrows off. They were really making life difficult for SNA, and it was hard. They just couldn't seem to bounce back. They couldn't seem to get any of the plays they wanted going. I mean, they were hoping for some good starts coming out with the Rampage jump in, but it just hasn't been happening. They've been playing a lot more defensively when I imagine they were trying to play a lot more offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they're just trying to scramble and try to figure out a way back into this game. They're trying to damage Patsoul, but
the two Titans
just
kind of
can't do
duking it out
anything.
here, but Patsoul will run away, and if need to, has the song to fall back on. But as you can see, with the help of the heart,
Decent chunks taken out here by Ush, but just not enough.
no, not nearly enough. And what can one man do?
Yeah,
Ush pulls all the way
And
back, and
I don't
can't make
really know.
anything
I mean,
happen.
they just need a perfect initiation from Mike with no one there, knowing he was there, and no BKBs up. Another MKB is going to come online for the Templar Assassin. I think they're preparing for the eventuality that Patsoul might buy a Butterfly to replace that Diffusal.
Yeah.
Mirana going to be building towards late game Butterfly as well, but she is just not even in the realm of considering that item.
I do really like Whitebeard's pickup of the Mjolnir because obviously it adds a lot of extra damage for the Vengeful, but it's more importantly you need the wave clearing. When Naga's going to be adding so much pressure on all the lanes, you need to be able to shove that back out. You need to create space for yourself to get your own set of farm, and that item definitely helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, what can the Sneaky Nyx Assassins do? I think they need top 5 to make a mistake.
Yeah, they need a big throw, they need a big mistake here, but it might be another bit of a waiting game. They might wait for the Roche before they can kind of make the final push and try to end things out. And I would imagine that the Sneaky Nyx Assassins are going to want to contest that because if they hand over the Aegis, they might as well just kind of hand over the game altogether. And
Ush finds
right
Shanks, who
Shanks.
is just maybe dead.
Oh yeah. Oh,
The
clever
whole
lead.
team is there though.
Yep.
And Ush cannot go into that, even with the cheese. Snot here as well needs to be careful. BKB at 10 seconds has not used that yet.
Let's take a look at the buybacks here because if they get a fight going, they have to be able to get right back into it.
Does not look good.
I mean, Ush has his. That's very important, but for everyone else, it's not enough. Not nearly enough.
Like you said, what can one man do?
Exactly. And I mean, he's got a lot going. There goes an arrow. Oh, Mike does see it coming. Obviously, sidesteps, and that would have been pretty terrible if he somehow got hit by that one. I'd probably give him a lot of shit. But now they push forward, and there we go. The illusions. Their eyes are set on the racks, and they're slowly dwindling it away. And as you can see, man, they're making things very difficult. The Radiant's burning away, adding a little bit of extra damage, and I guess this is it. The slow siege begins, and they'll kind of wait out for the Roche to pop back up, and in the meantime, they'll just kind of slow siege.
Ush needs to be careful here. Has cheese and time lapse. Should be okay. Glimpse for Patsoul. Sna dealing some damage. And there's the vacuum in. Mike, is he going to ravage here? No, there's too many BKBs popped. He needs to be patient with this. Needs to wait for those to run out before they reinitiate. But is the Wrath going to be alive? They had a very timely glyph. Ush trying to get things through here. There, uses the cheese. No time lapse yet. Still has that available. And now, in goes Fly. Pops up his ulti. And that's another thing that doesn't care about Ravage. Down goes Sna. Double kill for Fly. And it looks like Patsoul is going to finish off the racks. And maybe even the game as Ush is just battling with the illusions here. Has to blow the time lapse on that. And he's ensnared again.
No.
There's an arrow. Oh, great swap by Whitebeard. The sacrificial lamb, but I think it's just too little.
That's it.
Too late. Ush buys back immediately. Mike on the way out still has not even used Ravage. He's going to go down without buyback. Still 100 gold away. And it looks like top 5 have taken this one home.
I mean, we were saying at top 5 when they need to step it up, they can do it. They know that their tournament life could be on the line. They need to get that 4th place spot. This is a very, very big win for them. They have a lot of teams contesting for this 4th place position, and obviously Sneaky Nyx Assassins, god damn them in their name. It's they're sitting pretty as far as the standings, so it's not too much. But for top 5, they need to get it going here, and they're doing it. Ush is gonna fall again. Oh no, nice little time lapse, step back in the meantime, but they're forced to stay back in the base. The 2nd set of Rex now, working on the 3rd. I'd imagine this has got to be it.
Oh, whatever's going to get railed by Ush, though.
It's a little support.
Yeah, but the last base is dying.
Yep.
Whatever buys back into the game. Ush trying to go to work here. There's the ensnare, static storm as well, and that's just not enough. And there is finally the GG from Sna and the Nyx Assassins. Man, couple picks just not working out. Like you said, they sort of failed that aggressive tri lane.
Yeah.
And mid lane really just did not go very well for them. That Brewmaster really just won lane easily.
It was nice. I mean, they had pretty much all the lanes going in their favor. The Brewmaster throwing out the Drunken Hazes, making things pretty difficult for the Templar to get out the last hits, get up that farm, and obviously the other 2 lanes, it was just no good. So, I mean, props to them. They get it done.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for top 5 a little bit here. I mean, I think they're a great team, and a lot of people count it out. I mean, some would say it's just a random group of North American players, but they have a lot of history playing together. They have a lot of chemistry, and they show it there. They got it. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, top 5, I think they're going to move on to 5 and 5 here. I don't think this has been updated. Well, there's no way this has been updated yet. So they're going to move up to 5 and 5. Unfortunately, Union Gaming beat NAR.
Ooh.
Somehow. I think NAR may or may not have picked a solo Ricky.
I think they probably felt like they know they're in it, so they could feel a little careless. But when they do that and you allow Union Gaming to win, one of these other teams that are counting on that fourth place position now are having a much harder time. And maybe NAR doesn't really care about the other teams, and they're just really happy that they're in the right position. But
this is bad news for EHUG. EHUG has one game left. So right now, I think the prime contenders are EHUG and Union. All right, we look at Team EHUG. Yesterday, day 1, forfeit loss to Union.
Yeah.
So if it comes down to they're both 6 and 4, they're going to lose because of that forfeit loss and not make it to the playoffs.
That would be heartbreaking.
But Union Gaming have to play Liquid. That is a very hard game for them. Liquid, I think, doesn't matter if they win that game.
No, I would imagine not.
It does not matter. They're first place no matter what. Now that Sneaky Nick's Assassins are going to drop to 6 and 4 as well, they're going to fall down there for third place. I think they still have third place no matter what.
Well, we'll see. I mean, if Liquid really care about their North American brethren, they'll step it up in that game and try to shut down Union Gaming and allow teams like Top5 to try to claim that spot. But, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and, EHUG, their last game is against No Earth Spirits. That should be a very winnable game for them. And, well, I don't know, man. I'm worried for our EHUG friends. And if EHUG loses because of that, I'm going to be very sad.
I'm sure Cakes would be too.
Yeah.
I'm sure Cakes would be too. But we'll have to see how it goes.
Well, we'll be right back. Next game's going to be Revenge for Shadows of the Past. Nice. And we'll see you then.
Great.